paws in the air, and with that comes Halloween. One of the most iconic parts of Halloween is pumpkin carving. They're very popular this time of year, and you can almost see them at any house. For the most part, they are pretty challenging for a lot of people, but we actually spend a lot of money on pumpkins every year. So from 2001 to 2014, pumpkin industry has doubled from 73 million to 73 million to 143 million dollars a year. Today I will show you the best and easiest way to carve a pumpkin, which includes the 4 main steps of opening it up, cleaning it out, tracing, and carving. So for opening up the pumpkin, you want to cut through the top to make your lid, okay? So you want to kind of use from about an inch from the stem to about 2 inches from the stem, not cutting on the walls. So I'll go ahead and start that. Right when you're about to come full circle with the lid, it is very important that you make like a little notch. This can either be like a triangle or a little circle. That makes it that the lid only goes on one way and that you get a good seal. So with that, the lid comes off. You can see on the inside there's a lot of seeds and all that kind of stuff. First step when you take the lid off, what you want to do is cut this little excess off, and you just need a trash bag or just a trash can, anywhere to put that into. You can just shave that off into there. You can set the lid aside. So now that we have cut the top open, we can go ahead and start cleaning out the insides, okay? So you kind of want to just take a spoon, preferably kind of a bigger spoon, but just big enough to that it fits in the pumpkin. And not too small to where it takes you a lot of time to clean it out. So what you're going to want to do, hold the spoon to like the close to the end, not way out far, close to the end, so you can just scrape the insides of the wall, get all the seeds out and all the pumpkins out, all the pumpkin seeds. You scrape that into your trash. Again, it is kind of tough to get all the seeds out, but the best way to use is just a lot of force on the spoon to scrape the walls. If you need to, you can use your hands and pull the rest out. So it's not exactly perfect. It would take a lot of time to get all exactly the seeds out. But for the sake of time, I'll just move on with the next step. Your next step is going to be kind of optional. It's going to be tracing the outside. So I just kind of put like a simple face on there for the sake of time. The reason you want to trace your face first is that you actually know what you're carving. If you just go in there without any idea what you're carving, you can make a miscut and stuff like that. And once you cut, you can't uncut. So it's good to have an idea of what you're going to be carving. So I just have 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Pretty simple. What you want to do is, instead of cutting from the top, you just want to insert your knife onto the line and just simply cut it out. So I'll just insert it into the eye there. And instead of trying to like actually push the knife through the pumpkin, you kind of want to use like a little sawing motion, and it'll help you glide much easier. And if you have to take the knife out and work it, you just gotta do your best. Try to stay on the outside of where your lines are. That way, if you cut on the inside of your lines, you'll still have the black lines on the outside, which you don't want. So you want to cut out a little bit bigger than what you traced. Be careful to not cut in too much to where you cut to the back of the wall. There you can just push out the back side. So I could continue and clean this up and do the nose and the mouth, but I will move on. So from there, we pretty it up. You could put a candle in there if you want to light up the inside, clean it out, let it dry for a couple days, stuff like that. It'll help it look better. They only last about probably over anything more than a week. It starts to rot, so I would do this closer to Halloween rather than the beginning of October. It'll look nicer. So this time of the year, carving pumpkins is very popular. With all the money we spend on pumpkins, I'm sure you want to do this in the best way possible. If you use the techniques that I've showed you, the 4 main steps, you will carve the pumpkin to the best of your ability.